Guys, only a couple of days left until the highly expected episode 13 of Yellowstone Season 5. Yes, this is the second to last episode of Yellowstone ever. And after the massive disappointment we got from episode 12, this new episode is expected to make our jaws drop, bring tears to our eyes, scratch our heads, and, overall, blow our minds. So, without further ado, let's talk about what to expect from Yellowstone Season 5 Episode 13, and whether will we like it or not. If you didn't know, in episode 12 of Yellowstone, we finally saw Rip back at the Yellowstone Ranch. But this wasn't the Rip we're used to. Instead of kicking butt and taking names, Rip's focus was on making sure the ranch survived, even taking on what felt like a fatherly role, replacing John Dutton. He was handling the business side of things, ordering the sale of horses to keep the operation running. I know, many of you are still pissed about this. So, for those wondering when the old Rip would return, don't worry, episode 13 is going to bring the heat. In episode 13, Rip's fury is about to surface. And it's not just about Jamie. Remember when Beth swore she would make Jamie pay for everything he's done? Well, it's happening. And Jamie is going to face the consequences in a way that'll leave him shaken to his core. This means that in episode 13, Rip will start by targeting Jamie's son and baby mama, using them as leverage to break Jamie down psychologically. Beth already promised Jamie that she'd take revenge on his family, and she's going to make good on that threat. Rip and Beth will team up to make Jamie's life a living nightmare. They're not going to stop with Jamie though. His family is going to feel the full wrath of the Duttons. The two of them are not only looking to take Jamie out, but they want him to suffer emotionally before it's all over. It's going to be one of the darkest moments in Yellowstone history. One thing's for sure, Rip won't hold back. He's shown time and again that he's willing to do whatever it takes to protect the Dutton legacy, and this revenge mission is no different. But the big question is, will Rip cross a line he can't come back from? Taking Jamie's family will push him into dangerous territory, and it'll leave fans wondering if Rip has lost the one thing that kept him grounded, his humanity. What do you think? Do you think Rip has gone too far with this revenge plot? Or does Jamie deserve what's coming to him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about Colby's unfair death in episode 12 for a second, which has got to be one of the most gut-wrenching moments of the season. Colby wasn't taken out by a villain or some grand scheme. He was taken by the harsh reality of the cowboy lifestyle. After trying to save Carter from a violent horse, Colby's heroism cost him his life. The horse kicked him hard in the chest, then trampled him before help could arrive. This wasn't a typical Yellowstone death. It was simple and brutal, reminding us of the ever-present danger these characters face. But did Colby's death feel necessary, or was it just a heartbreaking plot device? For me, it didn't add much to the storyline, and honestly, why did we have to lose him now? Let's talk about it. What do you think Colby's death added to the show, if anything? As devastating as Colby's death was, it's even more heartbreaking when you think about Teeter. The two of them had such a unique, touching love story. From playful banter to those quiet, intimate moments, Colby and Teeter's relationship brought something special to Yellowstone. So, when Colby dies, Teeter's grief is real, and in episode 13, it's going to send her on a new path. Teeter will decide to leave the Dutton Ranch, unable to bear the memories of her loss. This sets up her move to the 4-6's ranch in Texas. Do you think Teeter will thrive in Texas, or will she struggle to adjust without Colby by her side? I'm personally excited to see her take on this new chapter, but I can't help but feel uncomfortable knowing that Colby had to die for it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's dive into Jamie, the guy that just keeps making awful decisions and losing us in the process. Seriously, like, for a while, I was a true supporter of Jamie, and now I'm surprised he survived even this far. Because he absolutely does not deserve to. After Sarah's death, Jamie has been spiraling, and one can't help but wonder how much longer he can survive this. He's panicking and making mistake after mistake, and at this point, it feels like Jamie is a walking disaster. I mean, I feel like his IQ levels keep dropping episode after episode this season, and honestly, I only blame Taylor Sheridan, but but that's the subject for another video. In episode 13, Jamie's fate will take a serious turn. As I mentioned briefly before, he's going to fall straight into Beth and Rip's trap, and their revenge is much worse than anything he could have imagined. Rip and Beth have been plotting, and Jamie's about to pay the price for his betrayal of the Dutton family. In the past, Jamie has made reckless decisions that hurt his family. Now it's his turn to face the consequences. The real question is, how much more can Jamie take? Can he recover from the emotional damage that Rip and Beth are about to inflict? Or will this be the end of his Dutton journey? Can we still sympathize with Jamie, or has he become irredeemable at this point? Let me know in the comments what you think about Jamie's fate. Now, on to Kayce, who has been one of the most grounded characters in Yellowstone, but that has been gradually changing this season. In episode 12, we saw Kayce use a Native American tradition called counting coup to intimidate one of John's killers without causing harm. It's clear that Kayce's all about protecting his family, and now that John's gone, his role in the show is also shifting. In episode 13, Kayce will make a big decision. He wants to transfer the ranch to the Native American reservation and leave behind the violence that's been a part of the Dutton family for so long. Kayce wants peace, but we all know Beth won't be having any of it. She's all about revenge, and she'll see Kayce's plan as a betrayal of their father's legacy. So, we will see an emotional feud between the two, arguing over the future and fate of the ranch. How do you think Kayce's decision will play out? Will it drive a wedge between him and the rest of the Duttons? Or is he the one with the right idea? Drop your thoughts below. For more weekly updates on Yellowstone, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.